So guys, it's a very, we can say popular and a very talking point about investment banking. And when we talk about career as an investment banker, somehow I think we need to keep in mind certain important parameters. Now, what these parameters are, how lucrative or how profitable this industry is all about. First of all, we need to look after. So guys, first and foremost thing, we have the highlights of the session. What exactly we going to cover up in today's session? So first and foremost thing, we'll talk about life of an investment banker. Like as I told you that I'm in the industry in finance since last 16 years. It's a very different type of ups and downs which I faced. Exactly what is the journey is all about? Definitely we're going to discuss in this session as well. What is investment banking? Activities in investment banking, what exactly the skills which you need to develop to become an investment banker. Then most important thing, guys, it's more about your knowledge base, how educated you are, how skilled you are to fit into the companies which may hire you or may, we can say, give a chance to you to work with them. Then major investment banking job. And the last but not the least, we will exactly cover about the quiz on investment banking. Now, the very first thing which will come across to me, as frankly speaking, on a personal ground, that life of an investment banker. I will start with a very important, a very basic quote over here, that when a particular person, or if you are an investment banker, okay, people will ask a lot of varying questions to you. Because as a layman, understanding becoming an investment banker is quite different. But when exactly you are acquainted with the skills, your purview, your look after quite change a bit. As we talk about like a very basic question, a common question with the people will ask you if you want to build your career into investment banking, they want a magic immediately. They will simply ask, sir, please kindly guide me good stock tips. Sir, can you please guide me which mutual funds are very good in this particular market? Where exactly I can invest my money? How can I fulfill my financial goals? And n number of questions will come to you. I just want to ask the audience over here that what question you came across in your life when it's come to become an investment banker or become an investment banking professional. Yes, please. House is open. You can unmute yourself and please give the answers. Any question came across to you as an investment banker or as a finance professional, we can say? Guys, no hesitation. Bilingual is fine for me. No issues at all. Just use the stage. Yes.
So one thing which happened was one of my friends were working in a company. So they told me that they sometimes, for example, if there's mergers and acquisitions, they have to analyze that what will be the cost of this thing. And that question was there in my mind, that how exactly do they analyze the costings of everything? And what are the procedures they follow? So they told me that there is a garden and you have to find the value for it. And that was a
Yes.
very huge concept, that how actually do they do the valuation for that.
Perfect, Vanshika. Very, very good point. You talked about the perspective of valuation, which is exactly one of the very, very, we can say, important field in the finance, and which comes under financial modeling, Vanshika. Okay, so as and when I think, Vanshika, you will upgrade yourself or upskill yourself into investment banking, you would be, you could say, a better version, because you don't have a clarity right now. Because the people ask the question, okay, like for example, there are two companies A and B, and if you want to merge a company, like we saw that different mergers are happening recently. Recent merger is Z and Sony. How this merger initiated? Is, I think, the very basic question came across. What are the parameters we need to cover up or keep in mind when we talk about any specific mergers and acquisition? A very basic question. Thank you so much, Vanshika, for your answer as well. Others, any specific question which you felt or which you came across in your life being a finance professional? Come on, guys, please. No hesitation. Yes, Rajesh.
Hi, sir. Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Rajesh.
Sir,
Rajesh.
actually, in financial modeling is a basic part of investment banker. Now I'm doing the financial modeling like Bajaj Auto and Colgate Palma and polymers, polycap something. It's a basic thing where we are going to do the projections. It's a major thing of the investment banker. They have doing the projection how the company will performance in next 10 years. It is a busy life of investment banker, because you have taking more time to analyze the data and approve the particular data. That is the main thing in an investment banker. they have taking more time to analyze, and they have invested some time to analyze all the things. It's a busy life of an investment banker, my point of view. Sir.
Perfect, Rajesh. Thank you so much for your input, Rajesh, as well. So now, guys, if you just came across, because as a layman, like in your family as well, your friends, and if you become we can say a finance professional, or even you're working in the banking industry or mutual fund industry, or if I can just talk about in the industry of insurance as well, people will ask a lot of questions to you, and they just need magic, guys. They just need magic in terms of that today you want to invest the money, and tomorrow, after day after tomorrow, or after 1 month, your money gets double. That is, guys, practically not possible. Okay, so try to understand over here, guys. If you want to become an investment banker, the first and foremost thing, you need to educate yourself and focus on the research, because proper research exactly will give you more credibility when it's come to analysis. Fine. So now, guys, let's understand first of all with a very beautiful quote by Warren Buffett what exactly investment banking is all about. I'll just read for you guys. Someone sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. A very beautiful quote which is given by Warren Buffett, having a very deep meaning as well. Anyone who can comment on this quote, what do you mean by that?
Sir, it is a saying in Warren Buffett is saying someone sitting in the seat today because, sir, if I'm going to put my times for finance sector today, then I'll be get the benefit in later on. That is the meaning. If I'm going to put I'll be plant the tree today, then I'll be get the benefit in a future, not certain time of period like 1 month, 2 months, not a 1 year. That's the meaning.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rajesh. It means that your investment also needs some time to grow. Vanshika, any comment from your side on this statement?
So it's basically Warren Buffett believes in that thing that you pick up the right stock, then you sit tight for that. So it's just that only that he started with shares which was very small shares. So he focused on picking up the right share, and then he like waited for them to grow. So he believed in investment a lot in the right shares, undervalued probably. We can say he was a value investor. So accordingly.
Perfect, Vanshika. Thank you so much. You talked about the stock which you picked, okay, because it's a stock for Coca-Cola exactly. Okay. So what is exactly, guys, the Warren Buffett philosophy when it's come to investment banking? They are talking about that something or any type of investment which you do, this investment always take time to nurture and grow. It's not about today you invested something and very next month, very next year, or down the line 2 years of time, you will get the magic. No, that is not possible, guys. You have to wait. You have to keep patience in the market, because when we talk about from the perspective of investment or from the market professional, you need to read the economy as well. You need to read the market conditions as well. As we know that, guys, the COVID period, very unprecedented, unexpected event we had for 2 years period of time, I can say. And the market was very noisy at that time, and people predicted, and people do have a lot of inputs based on their own research. Now, the point is that, guys, when we talk about the investment banking perspective, it covers up of various, we can say, parameters or various activities which comes under from raising of the fund. As I think Vanshika also mentioned one point about valuation. She talked about mergers and acquisition. Rajesh was talking about financial modeling. Make sure, guys, this investment banking industries are minting money like anything. And you have wonderful opportunity just to get yourself placed in a right position. But for the same, you need right direction as well. Okay. Now, guys, Manisha, I think you have some query. I'm really sorry for that. Manisha, over to you, please.
Yeah, I was just saying that what is the quote? What is the meaning of this quote of Warren Buffett? Like that, if you did some, you will get the result in the future with sense, and it will give a result passing of time, not in a single day. This is all about that quote, as per as my understanding.
Perfect, Manisha. Thank you so much for your input as well. Now, guys, moving ahead, and we'll discuss exactly some important activities which you need to keep in mind when you are planning or which you are already into the investment banking field or investment banking career. The first and foremost thing, guys, investment bankers are working as an intermediary between two parties simply. Okay. Like, as I think Vanshika talked about the point that if the two companies wants to go for a strategic alliance, how that strategic alliance is possible. That is, for example, if a company want to raise funds, how they can raise the fund from the market. They need some sources, they need some intermediary, they need some expert guidance on that. If you wanted to exactly launch an IPO, for launching an IPO, definitely you need some expert guidance that what exactly the legal procedure you need to follow and how can I make my IPO a successful journey for my company and the purpose for which I want to raise the money, it should be fulfilled. Basically, layman cannot exactly do this work. Investment banker exactly can do that because they are the market expert guys, those who are continuously watching the market minute by minute, day by day, and years by years. Exactly, they are doing the same thing. And that's the reason they are working as a expert intermediary between an issuer and the investor, or we can say for all the ancillary services that the investor bankers provide, they are working as a expert individual, or we can say fund expert in between of that. The second important point, guys, it provides strategic, financial, and valuation advisory. Now, I definitely relate again the point of Vanshika. The point which Vanshika raised about mergers and acquisition, it is called strategic advisory. Strategic, for example, Vanshika, if you are thinking, let's suppose you're running your own business right now, and if you are thinking to expand your business, or if you want to change the domain of your business, is it fruitful or not? Like you can see that right now, Geo, exactly how this started. But now the journey of Geo is very different. They are exactly entering into subdomain as well, so that they can cover up the market. It is called market expansion. Now, all these strategies, because this strategy making, guys, is possible only with the help of certain we can say strategic tool, which is called BCG matrices, called Boston Consulting Group matrices. They exactly focus on 9E matrices, Porter's 5 forces model, and other things as well. So make sure, guys, when we talk about as an investment banker, the journey is very different. And if you want a strategic advisory, they are always ready to help you. Second important point, which comes under, guys, financial advisory. Now, financial advisory means they are talking about fundings. They are talking about analysis of your capital. They're talking about analysis of your buyout of any company. So financial in terms of they are the one who are extremely thorough when it's come to how to read the financial statements, how to read the ratios, and what interpretation we can draw out of it to give you a right suggestion. So for an example, again, like as we talk about a lot of strategic partnership, guys, is happening in India and throughout the world. Now, how this strategic partnership starts? That strategic partnership always starts with the fund, because as every company is working only to generate profit. Main motive is to generate profit. And we always need to look after that where exactly companies stand. Is the company financially healthy? Who will tell us? Investment banker will tell us. And they are the financial analyst. A specific job position, if we talk about, they are the financial analyst. Those who have very thorough knowledge about financial statements. Along with that, they are the one who can draw some conclusion after their analysis. The third important point which comes into the category, guys, that is called valuation advisory. Now, valuation in terms of worth of the company. In a very simple language, valuation means worth of the company. So for this particular part, Rajesh has rightly pointed out that financial modeling somehow exactly helping us. Financial modeling somehow is helping us in this regard. Now, valuation in terms of, for an example, if let's say Manisha is planning to, we can say, buy a company, or she is thinking to invest into any real estate project. Fine. Now, Manisha need to very thorough about before investment. She need to plan about the budgets. So capital budgeting strategy also comes under a valuation strategy. Whether the long-term investment which we are planning, is it fruitful for us or not? Or is it a fruitful journey for us or not? That is called valuation advisory. Third important point, guys, raising the capital. Now, first of all, I just want to know all of you that what are different forms of capital we have in the company, major forms of capital. Come on, guys. Yes, Rajesh.
So you
Quick
have
answer.
asking like, sir, you have asking, right? Venture capital like that, sir.
Yes. Debenture is one of the part. Debt capital. Okay.
Yes, debt capital, debenture, and funds. All are
Okay.
they are raising the money from the market.
Perfect. Okay. Anyone else, guys, apart from this? So Rajesh talked about debt capital. and owners capital. That is called promoters capital. What else, guys, apart from this? Is it
The
only two form of capital? Shareholders. Yes, that is called equity share capital. Perfect. What else?
The preference shares.
Very good. Preference shares as well. Wonderful point. So we talked about 4 important parameters right now, guys. Promoters capital, that is the core owners capital. Share capital, which is open for public with in the form of IPO. Third, we talk about preference share capital. They are the one who are always looking for raising the dividends, or they are the one who are the passive members in terms of investment, and they are only concerned about the dividends from the company. Okay, so we make sure, guys, when we come to raising a capital, which form of capital is fruitful and easily available from the market. Now, as you know that, guys, there are a lot of startups are happening in India, and even government is promoting a lot. Okay, so now for raise a capital, definitely we have a lot of government schemes available. But for a business expansion, you need some strategic funding. You need some seed funding. You need some startup funding. It is called venture capitalist, angel financiers. Okay, so these terminology and the activities just to raise the fund at whatever stage the business is all about, that is possible with the help of raising the capital. Strategic partnership, I already told you. The last but not the least, guys, a very, very important part, designing of product and services. Now, nowadays, guys, you can see that there are a lot of companies, like specifically insurance industry, mutual fund industry. You talk about thousands of SIPs available nowadays. Okay, we have different type of equity shares available. Okay, we have different type of commodities available. Nowadays, in gold, it's not about physical golds you want to invest. You also have the gold bonds, you have also have the, we can say, gold mutual fund available. But how this innovation comes, guys? Who think in this direction? If we need iPhone 15 this year, we all are very, very curious about what new gonna to come. I mean, definitely there's a research team is working in this direction. And that research team is basically guiding for the investor need, what exactly they are expecting from the organization. And nowadays you can see a lot of credit cards are also coming, guys. Different credit card with different categories of features now. But how this particular evolution done? This evolution is only done with the help of research and development team of investment banking organization. And they are the one who are doing innovation by providing the product and services in the direction to give comfort to the customer, to give the comfort to the clients. Okay. Now, guys, moving ahead with a very, very important part, and something which is being missing by most of the investment banker is your financial knowledge. Okay, because without educating yourself, or without upskilling yourself, or getting, we can say, jumping into a right training in the financial aspect, or we can say investment banking, I think the journey is not started. The journey is exactly half completed then. Okay, by merely exactly doing a, we can say a degree, I think may not exactly give you a particular edge or polishing into your career. You need that intensive specific training related to specific topics. So you must need to have a very good knowledge about the financial market. You need to know about the economic trend, because I always appreciate people to read newspaper. Okay, because nowadays we are quite lazy, guys. Okay, we are just getting up in the morning and we are only having the shorts available into a mobile phone, and they always say that, sir, that is sufficient for us. But they can devote a 1 hour or 2 hour of time on Instagram and on other social media, which might be useful for you. I'm not saying that it's not useful for you, but important thing is that, guys, you need to have that dedication and devotion towards understanding the market as well. Yes, because that market trend, guys, nothing but giving you a edge, a confidence to settle yourself into this particular career of investment banking. You have to have the knowledge about recent, we can say, activities happening in the global era as well. What about the political perspective on the financial parameter? What are the RBI policies are there? What SEBI guidelines or SEBI circulars are being issued? Okay, make sure, guys, the most important thing that this economic trends are very, very crucial to give you a upper edge or a cushion into existing knowledge as well. Second important thing, guys, is a different type of loan categories, future and present value knowledge, leverage financing, project financing. We talk about funding part. The funding part, how it can be generated. You need to read the case studies, guys, as well. Like recent case study, how the company raised the fund. You know, I think there are a lot of private funding available nowadays, promoting a lot of startups or a lot of organizations just to promote their businesses. Okay, like a lot of angel finances are available, venture capital is available. How the funding can be done, that is also available, guys, in the case of knowledge of different loan categories as well. Third important point, guys, reading about financial statements. Yes, it's very important that it's without a face, because if you don't know about what is financial statement and how to read it, and whether you are in a condition to draw some conclusion out of it, that exactly the financial record you must know. You need to know what are the different line items available in the financial statement. What is the meaning of share capital? What is the meaning of reserve and surplus? What is the meaning of your depreciation? And etc. A lot of items are there. Whether you are in a condition to educate yourself, or you have done a sufficient research on that or not, you have taken certain training in that direction or not. That is very, very important, guys, to understand the financial statement or financial record. Legal restrictions. As we know that, guys, nowadays, you always need to abide with compliances. Like recently, you can see that SEBI has changed the T+1 that talks about your trading plus settlement date. Previously, it was T+2, but now it is T+1. You need to know about what are the various changes happening in the investment banking industry. Okay, what are the different products and services available to us? What are the restrictions? Like recently, you talk about the case of PMC. What legal restriction they faced? If you have any specific banking merger, what legal aspect they covered up? Because that topic, I think I saw that initially that we have few people from C and CS background. I mean, they are quite, we can say, acquainted when it's come to legal knowledge, compliance knowledge. And that is, again, guys, a very different field altogether into investment banking. Being a CS, definitely you can place yourself into investment banking organization as in a compliance department, in legal department, in fraud analyst. A lot of fields are available, guys. And these are endless jobs, guys, frankly speaking. Specifically, we talk about in the investment banking industry. Moving ahead, guys, with the last 2 points when it's come to your financial knowledge, and Rajesh exactly touched upon that point about the financial modeling and valuation. Because as we know that we have 2 types of skill set. One is called soft skills. Second is called hard skills. Now, when it's come to, guys, soft skills, it means that your communication. It's about how presentable you are. How about your presentation skills, your convincing power? But apart from that, you also need to have hard skills. Hard skills in terms of knowledge of Excel, knowledge of, we can say, various statistical tools, knowledge of various research techniques, etc. And that exactly the combination of that hard and soft skills, guys, will give you ample opportunities in this specific field of investment banking. And you can exactly win the race like anything. You will be the front runner in this case, guys, as and when you are acquiring the knowledge related to investment banking. All aligned with me, everyone, in the session? Yes? Others,
Yes.
my non-video participants, all are with me? Nisha, Sridevi, Sanchita, we have Kuldeep.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All are
sir.
there? Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, moving to the last but the most important discussion of the day, that people always ask me, Ankit sir, please guide us about which particular position should I apply? Because when I think we start giving training into EduBridge on the very first month, because it's not about, we can say they are not aware about, they are aware about it. But thing is that there's the right direction is important, right? Direction is needed. So as we know that, guys, investment banking is like a sea. It's like a sea. And there are a lot of different category or subcategories available. We cannot say that I want to become an investment banker. It's basically a huge domain altogether when it's come to building your career. But in that specific career, guys, we have, this is because even the pointer which I mentioned, guys, it is very limited when it's come to jobs in investment banking. Okay. And as I think we are covering from start, guys, about major investment banking jobs, starting from research analyst, risk analyst, financial advisor, tax planner, account manager, credit manager, portfolio analyst, etc. Now, definitely you have a lot of questions, sir. Which direction should I choose? That is definitely a very big question arises. Because even when we try to, or when we exactly give trainings to our learners, we have a different modules available and we are giving them a particular very intensive training, which is based on certain specific modules. Like specifically, like Rajesh talked about financial modeling. We have a specific module available to teach you or to train you, to guide you how exactly you can build your career, you can start your career in the field of financial modeling. As I told you guys, research analyst is one of the very common term in a lot of industry. Research analyst. But what type of research? Again, guys, in research analyst, you will find around 50 to 60 varieties of research analyst. Maybe in the stock market, maybe in the mutual funds, maybe in the product designing, maybe in the fundraising, maybe only for, we can say, leverage buyout, maybe only for ratio analysis. Are you getting a point? Maybe derivatives as well. Are you getting a point, guys? So research analyst is just a specific domain. In this domain, what are sub-domains exactly you cover up, which comes under the category of research analyst? But make sure, guys, as I told you, that if you want to become an investment banker, first and foremost thing, you need to have a direction in your mind. You need to have a clarity in your mind that I have this 100 job options available, which is more lucrative and supporting as per my interest level, as per my knowledge. Okay, because without knowledge, as I told you, without educating yourself, without having a sufficient knowledge about a particular sector, you, I think, may not be able to win the race in the long run. Make sure. Might be you get a job very easily, but important thing is that you have to stick on that specific parameter which exactly excel you and even scale you at a larger stage in the corporate era. Yes, Rajesh, you have some query, please.
Sir, you have also added one more point in merger and acquisition. First of all, we are going to do due diligence because we are read the company, what is the company are behaving like that. You can also add it in a research analyst. They are doing the merger and due diligence.
Perfect, Rajesh. Thank you so much for your input, Rajesh. Yes, Vanshika?
The one more doubt was that, as you mentioned, that we have to select a field firstly when we go for that. So we need to have all the information. But for example, say I can gather some theoretical information about all the fields. But eventually, once I enter into one profile, I feel like that profile is not for me. So how easy it is or how difficult is it to switch to another profile in investment banking only?
How easy to switch your profile? You're asking this particular question, is it? So like, what is your current status, Vanshika? If you can just tell me.
So currently I haven't worked in investment banking. I'm just studying investment banking course here. And I have had work experience, but not in this field.
So in which field you have work experience, first of all?
I was a product manager at a clothing manufacturing unit. So.
Okay, fine. So first and foremost thing, Vanshika, that very first thing, you have to read about the different domains available. Like, as you know that there are n number of options available when it's come to investment banking as a career we talk about. Specifically, because nowadays the stock market, we talk about derivatives, we talk about, we can say, research-based funding, we talk about this, we can say, startup funding, okay? And even when we talk about these categories of that, what exactly your area of interest when it's come to investment. Like, you want to become a retail banker as well, that is again one of the important option. If you want to become into fraud analyst, definitely again an option. If you want to enter into KYC analyst, again a very important option. So understand, Vanshika, it is an ocean, okay? But important thing, because you need to touch to the counselor, okay, those who will exactly understand profile first. First of all, who is Vanshika, what exactly the area of interest you have, and based on that, like whether you are very familiar with the numbers, you can decide according to the technical aspect or technical field of investment banking. But if you are very good in the soft skills, frankly speaking, because front end, because there are three important phases we have in investment banking: front, middle, and back office. So front office is basically nothing but they all working in the relationship management. So client associate, relationship banking, relationship manager, these profiles exactly suits to those people who are very vibrant when it's come to their personality, along with the knowledge. It's not about the face value we're talking right now, but along with the knowledge, you have to have these type of categories of job. And make sure, Vanshika, being a relationship manager, you are not restricted to a specific domain only. Then this basically area is open for you, because you just need a slight training of 1 week or 2 weeks about the company, about the product, and you are bang on when it's come to start your journey. That is the soft skills part. In middle, we are talking operation part. So for example, you become a fraud analyst, for an example, or a risk analyst. Now, in this case, what happened, for example, you are working in the loan department, Vanshika. And in this category, you have to assess the client credibility or credit performances. Now, what happens in such cases? You will exactly work on the client documentation, client repayment history, and then you will give your input, whether we need to allow him to issue a credit card or a loan, etc. It's a middle office work we have. And backend, we know that it may be the technical part, like Rajesh talked about financial modeling, means you are basically a support hand to the company by providing some financial input or financial research data. So, frankly speaking, Vanshika, in this particular domain, you have to have a clarity about what is the, we can say, area of interest you do have. Just exactly, first of all, place yourself into training. And then I think slowly, gradually, you will develop your interest into specific domain. And then exactly introspect yourself and start working in the direction. And definitely in EduBridge, we have a lot of, we can say, counselors available. Those will definitely help you out. On this particular jobs, guys, as we know that there are various job opportunities. As Vanshika asked a very basic question, and I have a basically discussion for at least for 1 hour on that particular topic. But as we are restricted, and definitely as we know that important thing, guys, that how exactly you can grow as an investment banker. The most important thing is educating yourself. You can say place yourself into right training, right direction, so that with the right counselor, right advice, and right person, you will definitely nurture and basically proceed in a right direction to build your career as an investment banker. As I told you guys, this industry is the future for next 50 to 60 years, frankly speaking. And as the technology is evolving, guys, day by day, because of technology, you also need to develop your technical hand as well. Like we are simply like in a very basic manner, I can say it's more about the Excel terminology you need to understand, or you need to work on the financial rules or financial, we can say formulas, how exactly we can apply on Excel, how exactly we can use certain financial techniques to work on the projection of the company. So guys, definitely this particular field is very, very broad and very, very, we can say expansive. The important thing is that you need to pick up the right spot. What exactly suits to me?
So there was a question from this student named Sanket. He was saying, "Sir, could you please discuss the importance of networking and building professional relationships within the investment banking community?"
Sure, definitely, Sanket. Thank you so much for your question as well. So Sanket, when it's come to networking part, networking nothing but building a relationship. Now, as you know that like when I started my career as an investment banking or in the financial industry, we have very, very limited pool or limited contacts you have. Now, nowadays, because at that time, I'm talking about 2006 and 7, okay, when the technology was not up to the mark, even the WhatsApp was not that much functional. Okay. Now, what happened, guys, in the scenario, networking is something is more about sharing is caring. Okay, or sharing of knowledge. Now, nowadays, you can see that on LinkedIn specifically, you have a very broad network of different groups available on Telegram or Instagram. Lot of opportunities available, guys, when it's come to your networking part. Now, as you know that when you start working or when you exactly enhance yourself in certain skill set, you have to portray those particular skills on your social media, first and foremost thing, so that at least people should aware about that who is Sanket, what type of skills he does possess, what his expertise is all about, and then definitely people will exactly stalk you and will approach you. And that is the way, guys, exactly you can build up your networking.
So we have another question from Aravind. He was saying that which domain is suitable to go abroad?
See, exactly, there is no difference, frankly speaking, Arvind, like working investment banking in Indian market and US market. The only difference which I personally know, or I just personally want to highlight over here, is the scaling. Because in India specifically, when you talk about, there are the sectoral division we have. Okay, specifically you talk about in Indian economy, the service sector dominance, agriculture sector dominance, IT specific sector, manufacturing, etc. But else, apart from all the functionalities similar, whether you're working in the Indian domain or Indian territory or US territory, the only difference may arise is the legal combination as well. Because legality in India is quite different compared to legality in US or in any UK market or Middle East market. So that is the only difference. But working of share market, working of we can say banking system is almost similar. There is no change in that.
Thank you, sir. One last and not the least one question is there. In a dynamic and evolving industry like investment banking, how do you stay current with the latest trend? This is a question from Nehar.
Yes, thank you so much, Nihar. And I think I've already given this answer in my discussion, that how many of you are reading newspaper on daily basis? And it's not about a general newspaper, it's a financial newspaper. Okay, because guys, it's a process. I told you, it's not a magic. I told in the very first slide as well that people will ask you, sir, guide me some good stock options, without knowing the depth. It's very important, Nihar, over here, that you have to follow the process. Result will automatically work in your favor. But it's important that it's not about like 1 month I read the newspaper, sir, kaam nahi chal raha hai. That should not be the part, guys. Okay, you have to follow the process. Okay, when it's come to upgrading yourself, see some good videos available on internet. Like as I told you guys, this social media is now exactly the eighth wonder for me, frankly speaking. And the amount of information, guys, available on social media or on internet will exactly give you a fantastic knowledge about the current trends. Like the RBI, like even the few days back, the RBI exactly come up with their policies. What changes, how changes are happening, how it is impacting us. If any IPO is coming, you read about IPO, what exactly the IPO is all about, how it is being read, whether it is subscribed or not. What are the recent changes in the banking industry? Yeah, this is the way exactly, because in a single day, your mind also having the capacity to digest in a single day. So that's the reason you need a process. If you want to lose the weight, you will lose the weight in 3 months of time when it's come to transformation. So if you want to gain the knowledge about a particular sector on the industry, you have to devote that at least 6 to 7 months. And when I'm just sharing my personal experience, guys, it's been around 16 years. I always think that कि मुझे कुछ नहीं आता आज. But it is exactly my hunger to learn something new on daily basis. And if you exactly are satisfied with yourself, yes, I am the master in the investment banking. Guys, you are stopped your learning. So please don't do it. Keep updated, keep in touch with the market, listen to the experts, listen to the governor, even all the, we can say, all these particular investment broadcasting channels are available. See, we can say news channels available. See how exactly they are working over there. What are their parameters? I hope so, Nihar, that clarify your question.